Tiokasin chetanzi vikie paha michajo oyati tokari vichaki oyati tokari kashuko manangi. My name Tiokasin means that I came here from another dimension, flew around and looked to the earth and saw my mom and my father, and I chose them as my parents. That's what Tiokasin means. In English, it would mean spirit coming in. The second name, Chetanji Vikiya Paha Chaje, my name is Haku touches the sun. My third name, Oyate Dokahi Uchatye, means to lead by following others, allowing others first. My last name, Taishoke Wanagi, is Ghosthorse, meaning, it's a long meaning, even though it sounds short, but there's a long meaning to it. And so that is my name. I want to present that as a Lakota nation from where I'm from. And again, I'm here for the second time in Hawaii. And it feels very Hawaiian to me. It feels like we're not hearing enough from the earth. And I think that's what as doing indigenous programming worldwide, is that I see that the indigenous music, indigenous thought, indigenous feeling is emerging just at the right time for Mother Earth. And I think we will be, many intellectuals say that we need to start listening to the indigenous peoples, because they have a peace with Earth. And the studies that I've done, a lot of indigenous peoples do not have a domination concept or a word for it. It's all relative, all inclusive. So we can't think in dominant form. And these are the languages that I talked about earlier are disappearing because we don't have domination with our vernacular. Because we learned peace with Earth, but the other way that was forced upon us, we learned peace on Earth. And just a couple of thoughts on with. One was rational, one was relational.
Everybody, I'm Melissa. A rather unique beginning to this incredible gathering. We're very honored to have beautiful musicians here tonight. Jean and Gerald, and Tiokasin Ghosthorse by way of South Dakota and New York City. Jeremy Vaney and I met Tiokasin when we created some gatherings in New York City called Culture of Contact, dialogue about the star nations and our star relatives, sometimes called ETs. And Tiokasin, in great faith perhaps, came to our gathering with his incredible band of musicians and shared and talked story with us about the star nations. He is a spokesperson for indigenous people worldwide, and an incredible being, and we're honored to have him here, and mahalo. Take care. Enjoy.
And so if there are those who will be afraid, they will try to hold on to the shore. They will feel that they are being torn apart and that they will suffer greatly. Know that the river has its destination. Know that the river has a heart of love, of aloha, and is a life giver to all her children today and forever.
Ceiling, walling, flooring, lighting, fanning, tabling, chairing, being. So I come out of New York, and I do a radio show that reaches more than 60 FM radio stations across the United States. It's called First Voices Indigenous Radio. It's about indigenous peoples all over the world, and that includes you. They said that 95% of the world's people are non-indigenous now on this planet. 5%, less than 4% now. 7.5 billion people are non-indigenous. They are indigenous. That means there are nearly 340 million indigenous people left in the world. You think that's a lot? It is. About 7 billion people, 7.5 billion people outnumber indigenous peoples, and it's ironic because of the 7,000 languages spoken in the world, that 80% of those languages are indigenous languages. 2 to 3 go extinct every 4 to 5 months. And for 1 year, there were 22 indigenous languages, which means people, that went extinct. in 1 year. So I started this way back in 1992 as a young graduate student and needed to bring more voice of the indigenous peoples, which are really truly a voice of Mother Earth, out to people. And I've done that for 23 years. And I decided, how are we going to convey the message in that? These languages, which I'll be speaking about later, are more or less quantum physics languages, indigenous languages. And I'll explain that later, so maybe that will keep you interested here. And these two are my friends, and it's the first time we played together. That was the first time we ever played together, right there. And we're going to just see what we go. Yeah? We're just going to do it. This guy's cool. This guy's cool, so you're cool, you're here, and I wish it was a little cooler, right? Like, wow, I'm from the plains, hot, dry, and I come to a place that's full of moisture. But hey, thank you all for coming, and especially to the Hawaiian people for greeting me. I promised to do this, and I just now saw it again, so I'm going to put it on. The man who brought it and gave it to me as we were going through the market today said it represents power. And since in New York the new saying is orange is the new black, right? So hey, why not? So here we go. We're going to give it a go here. See what we come up with. And, if we make a mistake, you're not going to notice. flutes here. The flutes I make, and as you saw the triple, these flutes have their own personality, I'm telling you. And this is a triple flute. It's Lakota in fashion, but we have the drum, we have the melody, and also the harmony, which I didn't play because I didn't have enough breath. Right? But I probably will play this later on, and maybe I can do a couple of solos for you. And then later on we can come back with this awesome music these guys are creating here. I just want to do something that's traditional, more traditional. As I grew up in South Dakota, we have the plains and we have huge valleys, and sometimes I would go in and take a flute and hear the natural reverb, the natural delay, and it would come back to you, and that's why I've added this to whatever I'm doing, right? So I think this is pretty much that flute, traditional song. It's very old, and I'll give it a go here. Any questions?
What is the flute made out of when you do it?
This one? This one?
Yeah.
This one is actually coming from Arizona. I think they call it balsa wood or something like that. Out of Arizona, it's a rare wood they found, and it took a long time to make. A long time. So, flutes are the second oldest instrument in the world. The first one is a drum, but not that kind of drum. It's the heartbeat that you hear when you're first born. Mama's boom, boom, boom. That's the first oldest. The second is the voice. And you hear mama talking to the baby inside of the stomach, and she's got that high. She's got that kind of voice. So that's the second oldest instrument, is mama's voice. So what we try to do is mimic that with the drum and the flute. All cultures have two instruments, the drum and the flute, all across the planet. I've been playing since I think that little girl, her age, I think she's like 3 or 4. So I've been playing since then. The thing is, one of the things about playing flute is you can make all kinds of mistakes, and it doesn't come out wrong, no matter what you do. I could be playing something and it makes, and then you can blend it in because these are all minor keys. Now, if I was playing major keys like Westerners, I'd be making all kinds of mistakes. But since they're minor keys, they're closest to nature. Nature makes more minor keys than major. So you understand that's a more natural way of balancing voice, music, rhythm, which I don't have. So.
Hey, man.
Right, what's your name? Mayumi. Yes. Mayumi? Okay, Mayumi's going to sing for you.